Excuse me, did we win a prize?
Yes, little one. You've been chosen for a very special event.
Episode 5 is Travel in D&D done right. At the start of the episode, we see the twins and Keyleth breaking into Gilmore's place to borrow and then eventually purchase some items once he catches them, and we get the ever-fabled line from Vax.
Dagger, dagger, dagger.
Vex picks up some enchanted arrows, which take the place of the exploding arrows created for her in the live stream. And this is a perfect workaround as Gilmore can easily have magical arrows. They skip the haggling section, but Vex does note, even though they are friends, she's terrified of what that glorious man would charge his enemies. They begin their travels, during which Scanlan is still working his way through the diary of Lady Briarwood, but all he manages to decipher so far is a single word: ziggurat. This is huge. Vax consoles Grog, who is missing Pike, and we get a nice moment with Percy and Vex being a little cheeky with each other.
For the record, I have a magnificent bitch face.
Do you now?
Yes, I do.
This episode, we get a few more small moments of the Keyleth-Vax relationship beginning to build. However, then we get this hilarious friend zone moment.
Kiki, I believe in you.
Thanks, friend.
They ask you how you are, you just have to say that you're fine when you're not really fine, but you just can't get into it because they would never understand.
The travel cannot go on so calmly, however, as they are attacked by a pack of undead dogs of some kind. I really like how they're going out of the realm of creatures in D&D, and they're being more creative with the actual monstrosities that are in the animated series. Not only does it keep things a little bit fresh, but on top of that, it actually also gives Critical Role a bit more leeway and a bit more room to create more monsters and more places and more other things for future Critical Role campaign books or adventure series. Very excited that they are doing that. I think it's a good choice by them, and it lets the writers be a bit more creative too, rather than just sticking to what is in Dungeons and Dragons, and then it helps them avoid any copyright issues. They manage to survive the attack, however, in doing so, they lose the book, they lose their cart, they lose their horses, they lose the items that they purchased from Gilmore, including the holy water that they got for the vampire. It's a tough loss. During the episode, we get a scene which we did not see as viewers of the stream, and that is of Pike at the temple to the Everlight. It's really nice to actually see what Pike got up to while she was there. The party camp for the night, and this is a nice moment to breathe, and the party tells stories of the greatest things they've ever fought, and the best Easter egg of them all is Vax taking on Hotus. A side plot I really do hope that we get to see animated. However, if we don't have the time for it, I guess I will be okay with this brief glimpse. At Whitestone, the Briarwoods are clearly up to no good, prepping whatever nasty plot they have, and we get the animated versions of Professor Anders, Stonewell, and the Duke. And can I just point out that the Duke looks freaking awesome. That guy is a beast. I cannot wait to see more animated fights with him. He looks like something out of a Marvel movie. We also get an incredibly sad moment that I was not ready for. It really hits differently when you see the NPCs, the peasants that come out that have been rewarded with a dinner as guests to the Briarwoods, and this small little girl asking if they've won a prize and being told yes, as she's given a wooden symbol that replicates Pike's holy symbol, and knowing exactly what's going to happen to them just sent a shiver down my spine during the episode. As the final day of travel goes on, Percy describes Whitestone to the group and how it's lush and green and fruitful, and how there is the sun tree in the center that keeps everything going and growing so strong, and how it's just a beautiful, beautiful place. However, as they near and get closer, what they see is this hollow visage of what Percy remembers. Inside, Whitestone is almost completely empty of people. They move through, keeping hidden and close to the building walls as they dodge a guard or two, and then a much larger creature, an undead giant on patrol. They reach the center of the city, and there, hanging from the sun tree, are the poor, unfortunate souls invited earlier to the castle. The scene is grim. It's dark. It's exactly what I thought it would be when I first heard it in the streams. But seeing it is just, ooh. All of them mockingly dressed to represent each member of Vox Machina. The poor little girl, dead, dressed as Pike. Now, here's my question. Can you help me out? Did you see the Matt Mercer NPC for this episode? I can't seem to find him. I have a feeling it's this person when they all walked in. Can you confirm, everyone down below, if you caught him somewhere else? Who is the Matt Mercer NPC in this episode? I just can't figure it out. Episode 5 was a good example of travel in D&D. It gave us combat, it gave us character moments to have discussion, a little bit of breathing room, and then we got the exposition that we need as an audience to be able to really invest in the story that is going to unfold, and the backstory and the flashbacks and everything that we're going to get. Now, the Sun Tree moment at the end, it was gut-wrenching, and it really did elevate this episode. So I'm going to give this episode 3.5 out of 5 trinkets. It did its job. The exposition was needed, the information is valuable, and a little cliffhanger at the end that really just sewed together how truly evil the Briarwoods are. Not to mention that final music and the credits. Oof. Really hit hard. Tell me, what did you think of the episode down below? Comment any Easter eggs, and if you found Matt's NPC, because I still didn't. And I will see you in the next video. So, as always, go roll some dice.